Welcome to Monophonic Lab. This is a video about the Engl Thunder 50 Reverb guitar amp repair that had two big problems. One was that there was no switching between channels, and the other was a very big hum at the output on the amplifier.
This is the amplifier schematic where 4 blocks can be easily identified. The power supply, the power amplifier with the effects loop, the preamp, and the channel switching circuit. The channel switching circuit is fed with a 24 volts DC, which are used to operate these relays when foot switch or the panel switches are operated, and detects the transition to feed the JFET the input of the effect send and mute the rest of the amplifier while the relays are moving. In this amplifier, the channel switching didn't work and the LED indicator was not on. If there is a ground at the cathode of the LED, it's not turned on just because at the anode we don't have the enough voltage. So if we have 24 volts here that operate the relays, there should be around 20 volts or something like that at the other side of the relays. But if there is no voltage at the anode of this LED, it's just because there's no current flowing through the coils of the relays.
The white relay was used on the amp and the blue is a brand new one. Let's see the difference between them. While the brand new relay has about 1K ohm of resistance at the coil, the white one that was the relay of the amp has no resistance at all. This means that there is an open loop at the coil and this relay is not operative. It is time to look for the cause of the hum that it is listened when the amplifier is turned on. This hum is master volume dependent, but not lead volume or channel dependent and no gain dependent. There is no input connected. Any change in the channel switching does not affect the noise.
As hum was modulated by the master volume, the problem should be located at the preamplifier. In this case, there are two filtering caps to the preamp, one for the first stages and another for the FX send loop and the long tail pair phase splitter, where it is located the master volume. As when we turned up the gain control there was no modulation, the bad filtering capacitor should be who feeds the long tail pair and the FX send loop, since the master control is located after the FX loop.
After replacing the bad capacitor, the amplifier has no more hum. There is still a little bit of hum. After replacing the first filtering capacitor, we still have a little bit of hum, which is an indicator that something is not well filtered there. In the clean channel, any of the controls seem to affect the hum. When turning up the gain knob, the only thing that it is amplified is the hiss or white noise natural of the amplifier. And modifying the tone stack does not alter the hum, just the background noise. The same happens with the lead channel, where pulling up the gain just brings back the white noise and the hiss, but does not really modulate the hum. And when turning down the lead volume, hum is still there. After replacing the second filter capacitor, there's no hum at all, or it is very hard to listen. In the clean channel, with the gain and the bass controls turned on, this is what's listened. Just the default white noise and no hum at all. When swapping to the lead channel, there is just white noise and a little bit of hum. Pulling down the gain, there is no hum at the output. And the most important thing, turning down the lead volume but leaving the master up results in absolutely nothing. It's time to check that everything is okay. Yeah, very nice clean channel, very powerful. Let's take the crunchy and the lead. We got the reverb and the lead channel.